Chapter 2. The Trail North. The trail opened in front of her, welcoming her in despite its overgrowth. The grass was damp from overnight storms, and the leaves stuck to Metee's boots as she stepped through the narrowing gap between the wild raspberry thickets and the young sugar maples. Dragonflies danced in the dappled light above her, their wings flashing like tiny blades, while bees hummed low near the ground, fussing with clover and goldenrod. Cicadas, constant and distant, clicked from the trees like 100 overheated clocks. She paused beneath an arched birch branch and inhaled. The air was richer here, earthy, tinged with the scent of green things dying slowly in the summer heat. Metee took another step forward, and the world softened. Larry faded behind her, replaced by the hush of woodland life, birds chittering somewhere out of view, the sway of branches becoming audible, leaves brushing one another like gossipers. Her boots squelched on the soft path, the only human sound left behind. She didn't come here often, not alone anyway, but the mulberries were ripe, and the trail, technically still within Larry's city limits, curved up a gentle slope that gave her the illusion of being somewhere else entirely. She adjusted the strap of her bag and glanced down at the VLF receiver. It wasn't on. She told herself she didn't want to scan right now, but that wasn't true. The truth was she was afraid to. There had been something in that signal earlier, not the voice, though the almost prayer-like words were enough to rattle her, but the feeling that came with it, like the knowledge deep within her bones that whatever the voice spoke to was listening. Still, she pressed the power button. The receiver gave a cheerful little chirp and blinked to life. Static filled her headphones, a white hiss like boiling air. The tones were back, slowly rising then falling like someone playing a cello underwater. A sharp, purposeful snap, almost like someone popping their knuckles. Metee froze. She glanced around, half expecting to see someone standing behind her. No one. She was alone in the woods, except for the dragonflies. And the bees. And a whisper, feather light, teased her ears. She whipped around. Nothing. But in the underbrush to her left, something moved. No, slinked. Low to the ground. A flicker of motion. Was it a squirrel? It was too deliberate to be wind. Her heart tapped in uneven rhythm against her ribs.
Don't be weird, Metee,
she whispered aloud. She hit record on her pocket device anyway. She glanced around, half expecting to see someone standing behind her. Had the noise come from her headphones? No, it sounded like it came from the world around her. She hit record on her pocket device anyway. 100 yards deeper in, the trees thickened. What had been a walking trail became a deer path, briars reaching for her legs. A sharp branch tugged at the hem of her hoodie. She pushed on. It wasn't until she reached the old fence line that she saw it, dark, brittle, and hunched, near the split-rail fencing that marked the edge of the town's property. But it moved, just slightly, like breathing or waiting. Metee stepped closer, her shoes cracked over the twigs, slow and deliberate. She got closer, and the shape shifted again, and finally resolved into a twisted, stubborn tree with dark leaves. Its odd shape a remnant of a force that had knocked it over, and the tree refusing to die. Its slender trunk emerged from the ground nearly parallel with the earth, but then careening violently upwards, grasping at the light. This tree seemed to be like the purple-leaf plums that Bo had planted many years ago. Metee continued to stare at the tree, as if it held deep secrets. After all, it was a bit odd that one of Bo's wayward seeds had traveled this far out. She crouched and snapped a picture with her phone. Metee stood slowly, her mouth felt dry. She turned off the receiver. She'd come for mulberries, so she was going to pick mulberries. Each one plucked with shaking fingers, dropping into her pouch like she was completing some sacred ritual. By the time she returned to the edge of town, the sun was heavy and golden. A cow blocked the crosswalk outside the post office, chewing slowly, blinking like she owned the pavement. The sounds of Larry returned one by one, the clinking of utensils at Rulu's, someone arguing about gas prices, Luka honking behind a long line of cows that had stopped to nap in the middle of the road. Life was the same, exactly the same, all except for a new photo on Metee's phone. One she didn't remember taking, a picture of the fence line, and one of Bo's trees was there.